Hey, my name is Dr. Gomez, and I am the program director of diagnostic radiology. I really wish it sounded more cool, like the architect from like the Matrix movies, but it just doesn't. It's just the program director, but that's okay because tonight is really the coolest day in the life of a program director. Because after so many years of studying, working, reading, not sleeping, not going to trips, not being in the bar, and all that student debt, you'll get to graduate. And I get to sign that diploma, which in fact I did this morning while I was trying to read some film. So how cool? I mean, that is so cool that I get to do that. So as a program director, today is definitely the coolest day. And I'm just gonna, enjoy it. So what can I say to you guys? Congratulations. Congratulations. But also to all the folks that made it possible for you to be here. Like your spouse and your mom, your dad, your cousins, your brothers, and so for some people, even the dogs are important. So this is really not an easy journey. I took it myself, and you for sure didn't make it alone. So it's always good to take time to thank the people who help you along the way. Now, I'm supposed to give an invocation according to the program that Kevin gave me and sent me through the email. Now, I'm from Puerto Rico. I didn't really know what an invocation was. I was like, what is that? So I had to look it up in the dictionary, for which today is Google. You Google, in the phone or something, what is an invocation? And to my surprise, an invocation is, and I quote from Google, the summoning of the supernatural. I don't really know if everyone here is very religious, except Dr. Rodo, of course, very Christian. She just said it. And I'm not into offending anybody, especially nowadays. We get careful. So I decided to not summon any supernatural powers. I'm going to leave that out. Instead, like every other year, I'll just give some common sense tips and recommendations as you leave this place into what your faculty has been calling for 5 years, the real world. Because our guys going into the real world. I am not a philosopher, even though I think I am. So these tips are ones that have worked for me, and I just hope they work for you. So tip number 1, keep on studying. I know you're not gonna like me saying this because you should study for the core, and you passed the core exam, and that was painful. I mean, if I remember well, you guys had a core one day, and then it was moved to another day, and then it was moved to another month, and then it was moved to another year. You started studying, and then you stopped, and then the chief resident put you on call, and then you started studying again. And hey, look, you all passed the board, so I'm so proud of you guys. So for that, it's just a big round of applause. But I want to say that much like anything in life, medicine and radiology is really a lifelong commitment. I've been out of resident now, I was trying to count, 17 years. And every day I learn something new. My fellows and colleagues are here, and they can attest to that. Can you imagine every single day for 17 years, I've been learning something new every day. It's true. I'm not joking. The thing is that if you don't keep on learning, then you won't know what you don't know. And in medicine, that makes you a very dangerous person, right? In other words, and like my father used to say, there's nothing more dangerous than a fool with an initiative. I'm just trying to tone it down here. And you don't want to be that fool. So you're going to have to keep studying for life if you want to take good care of patients. So tip number 2, don't let that knowledge and power to heal and comfort the suffering to get in your head. Stay humble. That's the best thing you can do. Now you're a radiologist. Some of you guys are IR, mini surgeons and all that stuff. And I'm big time now, the fellows, I'm a specialist and all that stuff. But you gotta stay humble. Look, I really shouldn't say this in front of all of you, but I made a lot of mistakes. I still make a lot of mistakes. In fact, today, Mike Fellow had to tell me, look, I had to add an addendum to your report. And I was like, thank you for helping me out with that. A lot of mistakes. Some of them have been simple, like a typo or a misrecognition from the voice recognition software because my English is not good looking and the thing is racist and doesn't understand my accent. But other mistakes are really embarrassing. I mean, they are. They're really embarrassing. I would like to hide, but I can't. Thankfully, and this is true, I've never been sued. And I know I should jinx myself, but I've never been sued. And it's true. But it is certainly not because I know more than the book itself. Nope, that's not the reason. I think that is because I'm humble. I accept my mistakes when I make them. I take ownership of those mistakes, and I really try to make things better. But I can only do that, and you can only be able to do that if you stay humble, if you feel, well, I'm not going to be right all the time. So tip number 3. Now, there's some philosophical stuff here, so you're going to have to hold on. I'm going to tell you a secret. There is no perfect job. That's it. Secret is out. There's not. There is no perfect anything. I'm telling you, there's not. I'm old enough to tell you that there is no perfect relationship.
Except for my husband.
Well, good for you. Pam is different. Trust me, I've worked in 4 different places. Private practice, academic practice. All of them really with really, really good things. But all of them with really, really, really bad things. Sorry, Pam, but it's the truth. It's just the way it is.
No, my husband. Okay, go on.
That said, you need to get out of here. And when you feel down and tired and burnt out, that I've gone through that myself, just try not to automatically blame everyone around you for the way you feel, especially the institution. There is no dislocation between the institution that you're going to work with and yourself, because you are part of the institution. The institution is you and a combination of other people. So it's always good to try to look at yourself and see, how can I make things better for me and for the people around me? And sometimes, let me tell you, it's as simple as a change in perspective. It's as simple as that. So tip number 4, and this is really a personal favorite. Don't ever, but really ever, use correlate clinically in your report. Can you please erase that out of every report? Please, it's just a personal favorite. Let me tell you something. You may think that that phrase will save you in a court of law. That is nonsense. That is nonsense. Or do you think correlate clinical makes you look very smart? Like people are going to read that, wow, that guy's super smart. That's the smartest. But you want to know the truth? After I sit in the whole room with clinicians from every specialty, every time one of those clinicians reads correlate clinically in a report, they're just going to think how useless you are. That's a fact. Just the way it is. You and I know that sometimes in radiology, we don't know because imaging has its limits. Imaging is a representation of the truth. But it's not the truth. It's like a painter. If I paint somebody, well, I paint that person, and how that painting looks like the person depends on the paint, on how good is the painter, if he had any sleep, if he was drunk, so many things, because it's a representation of the paint. And to make even things worse, maybe the guy got painted when he was 25, and you're looking at the painting when the guy is 62 now. So I was like, well, it doesn't look like that at all. So point is that we always see a representation of the truth. And for that reason, clinical correlation makes some kind of sense to us because, I don't see the truth, and you got all that information over there that I want and you don't want to give me, so just whatever, just correlate clinically. But please, just do me a favor. Say, for all programs directors' sake, just skip it. Say something else, like Dr. Bassan's favorite phrase, I don't see sales. Even that is better. So the final tip number 5, and I say this so much, it's probably going to sound repetitive. And I think Pam said it too. Patient care is the priority in this profession. Yes, it's the priority in the morning, during lunchtime, at night, during Memorial Day, during the weekend. Money is not the priority. Now, nobody really cares if you like money, if you really like lots and lots of money. In fact, 99% of the folks in this world love money, including myself. So I'm not suggesting you go out there and work for free and die of hunger and become the next radiological Mother Teresa of Calcutta. No. All I'm saying that in our profession, patient care goes above anything else. You chose this profession. to treat and to heal the suffering. The suffering which is fellow humans like you and me, saying just another person. I know it's sentimental, but I'm going to put it more practical. If you choose to put patient care in the passenger seat, don't tell me later that I didn't tell you. You're going to soon find yourself without a job, without patients, without colleagues, and in the face of multiple predatory lawyers. You're going to have to trust me on this one. So always remember, patient care is fair first. So that's it. But before I go, I really want to say to this class and fellows, especially my fellows, thank you so much. You guys are tough as nails. Pandemic, floating board exams, virtual everything, conferences, Zoom, Teams this, Team that, in a dark room, little to no social interaction, and even a graduation in school, and not in an expensive hotel or restaurant. Wow. No obstacle was big enough for you guys. And I'm very thankful for my fellows and for my residents who pushed through this year with all the limitations and supported me as a program director. So now I'm really done. So congratulations and thank you.